I'm just curious as to one thing. I see a lot of people pissed off at 50 Cent, but I'm just wondering, why are you pissed off at 50 Cent?
Why?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to Saya's Domain, and the 50 Cent saga continues. It has been on for about a while now, and a lot of people have been giving their response. Now, for those of you who don't know, 50 Cent made a post and he uttered 3 forbidden words, and it has driven everybody in a frenzy. Like, some people are in support of what he said, some people are not in support of what he said. One of those key people who is not in support of what he said or what he has done is Charlamagne the God. Now, I'm going to go over two stories, one from the New York Post about what 50 Cent did, so that we can understand where he's coming from, and then I'm also going to go over Charlamagne the God's response as well. Then I'll share my thoughts and ask you guys a very important question, because it seems like the more important thing about 50 Cent post has gone over a lot of people's head and people are caught up in the drama. Now, without further ado, let's quickly get into this news from the New York Post. Rapper 50 Cent on Tuesday confirmed that he's backing President Trump for re-election, saying that he could become 20 cent under Democrat Joe Biden's plan for higher taxes. In an online post on Monday, the 45-year-old's 50 Cent urged fans to vote for Trump after he reviewed Biden's tax plan. Biden supports raising tax rates for corporations and people making $400,000 or more per year, reversing part of Trump's 2017 tax law that reduces the top federal rates for individuals from 39.6% to 37%. Now, a quick reminder before I go on, when Trump did that in 2017, what he actually effectively did was to encourage a lot more business people to move their business to America or certain places where the tax would suit them. And this created more jobs for people. So bear that in mind, that one of the reasons why the taxes were cut for the upper echelons of people was to create more jobs. The rapper posted on an image from a CNBC broadcast that indicate New Yorkers could face combined federal and state taxes rates of about 62%. What the F, he wrote. Vote for Trump. I'm out. F New York. He added, the Knicks never win anyways. 50 Cent then wrote, I don't care, Trump doesn't like black people. 62%. Are you out of your effing mind? The Biden campaign did not immediately respond to a request for the comment. I'm not too surprised that Biden's campaign would not respond. They are not responding to a lot of questions, especially questions they feel people might object to. So it's nothing new. Now let's get into what Charlamagne the God said, and then I'm going to share my own thoughts. Please feel free to share your thoughts in that comment section below. Without further ado, let's jump right into things. Charlamagne the God is sharing his thoughts on 50 Cent's endorsing Trump after seeing Joe Biden's tax plan. In a conversation with Fox Business, Lisa Kennedy Montgomery, the Breakfast Club co-host, admitted that the president's reaching out to black voters is benefiting his campaign. Reaching out and advertising directly to young male voters, yeah, it's effective because we don't get courted, he shared. But it doesn't change the way that I feel, because unlike 50 Cent, I can't pick racism and bigotry and fascism, he continued. I can't choose that over my finances. My finances might just have to take a hit. We're gonna get fascism out of the White House. I'm not mad at 50. Honestly, 50 just said out loud what a lot of people were thinking. When I saw that, I thought that. I didn't think that I would vote for Trump, but I was like, Jesus Christ. I live in New Jersey and work in New York. I'm getting hit on both sides. Now, from what he said, he talks about fascism, bigotry, racism, and the all other isms. This is usual of the left wing. They're always quick to branding people without actual proper argument. Now, the thing is that a lot of people would fall for this. Charlamagne the God is top there. He's an A-lister. Everybody knows him in America. So the words and the message that he utters will be very valuable to a whole lot of people. And people are going to react emotionally to those words. If they're seeing Charlamagne the God say something like this, they will act towards it. Now, I feel like Charlamagne the God is saying things like, okay, his finances will just have to take a hit. But I'm sorry to bust your bubbles if you're not in the wealth gap that Charlamagne the God is at, because he's a millionaire. These guys have accountants that know how to beat the tax system. So the tax system will not affect them as much as you think it would. Many of these stars, many of these A-listers, they're always coming up with all these sort of things. They're always trying to rile people up. They're always trying to give people the impression that this is about race. So they're quick to mention racism, bigotry, and fascism. Bigotry itself means that you're closed-minded to whatever anybody else is doing. In one breath, he effectively said that Trump is reaching out to black male voters. Biden is not. But in the same breath, he's saying that we need to get fascism out. Who exactly is the fascist amongst them? Who exactly is reaching out to people to try to help them? Now, I don't want to get too much into what Trump himself is doing or what he has done. Don't want to get into that argument, but I want to get into what has gone over a lot of people's head. And that's not the part where 50 Cent says vote for Trump. I want to get to the part where Biden's tax plan is saying that most of the millionaires and the billionaires will be paying up to 62% in income tax if you live in New York, and maybe some other states are going to suffer that as well. How does that exactly affect you? Forget about this bigotry, racism, fascism talk. How does it affect you, the regular day worker, the low income earners, people like you and me who are still at the lower income bracket? How does it affect us? This is the question that you need to be asking, and not just take what these superstars are saying hook, line, and sinker. So he said something else that, oh, his pocket might just have to take a hit. The question is this: are you ready for your own pocket to take a hit? Does he really care about the effects of a tax plan that would affect the rich, millionaires, and the billionaires? Let's think about this for a second. You have to think about all the scenarios, because most of these people that you are listening to are giving you the impression that rich people are greedy and they don't want to let go of their money, and that's why they are not happy. People like 50 Cent are not happy about this tax plan. How does this tax plan affect you? Not how it affects 50, but how does it affect you? Now, these are the scenarios that could possibly happen. First scenario, if they increase the tax plan at the top, be rest assured the way that the tax plans are ordered or arranged, it works in a geometric progression. So if you increase the tax plan at the top, it's definitely going to trickle down to the bottom, which means you will still be earning the same amount, but you will be paying more tax, which means less take home and prices of things might go up. So in the end of the day, you lose. Not them. You lose, because most of these A-listers like Charlamagne, they got the top accountants. They know how they can beat the tax system. So they're not worried. They're not worried about you because they got themselves covered. Second scenario, let's just say they remove the tax cut, just like Biden said. They're going to remove all the tax cuts that Trump put in place. And some of these tax cuts have benefited people with have benefited low-income earners with at least $2,000 at the end of the year. All that's going to be gone. Mike Pence confirmed in a debate, and Kamala Harris didn't deny it. She couldn't deny it because that is part of their plan. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to lose more money because you're going to get taxed more. So those $2,000 that helps the low-income earners, gone out the window. You lose. Let's talk about the third scenario. The third scenario is this. Let's just say they didn't remove that $2,000, but they increased the tax rate at the top. Now, most of these millionaires, they look at these new tax cuts. It means that for every million that they make, instead of taking home $600,000, they're going to be taking home $300,000. What do you think is going to happen to your own paycheck? Because these days they find a way to trickle down. You work for a millionaire, maybe that millionaire works for a billionaire. These are things that trickles down. So if it affects the rich people, it's going to affect the poor people. Now, if they are now making less money, what do you think is going to happen to your paycheck? You're going to be making less money, but paying the same amount of tax that you are paying now. So if you couldn't cope now, think about what's going to happen then. You won't be able to cope at all. You lose. And the final scenario when the tax is this high is this. Most of these millionaires, many of them, their work is online. We're talking about digital marketing. We're talking about affiliate marketing. We're talking about podcasting. Many of them are running their business from a laptop. They don't even have a factory or anything like that. They can move at any time, at anywhere, move to any other place that they will pay less taxes. They can even move to another country. You think America is the only country that they can be comfortable and sit down and relax? I've had some stars saying if Trump wins, they would move to Australia on a whim. Can you move to Australia? No. So you'll be stuck in this crap. Now, if they move, tens of thousands of jobs would be lost. Take a look at New York. Right now, Andrew Cuomo is begging the millionaires that have left New York because of the high taxes, regardless of the fact that AOC is still saying tax the billionaires. Billionaires are already paying half of the liability taxes amongst other taxes. And for those of you who think that if they tax the rich, it's going to make you a bit richer because the money is going to trickle down to you, that's not how taxes work. When you pay taxes, taxes goes into the government revenue. For what? For public services. So which means your schools might benefit from it. Might, I say, because they don't necessarily do. Medicare might benefit from it depending on the policies that they make, and defense may benefit from it. So you're talking about police, military, army, air force, and what have you, and other public services, but the money is not going to come directly to you. So in what universe exactly does this benefit you? So think about that. I'm not saying go ahead and vote for Trump or Biden. I don't live in America. My sister does, but I wish she would make the right decision. And I hope that if she does watch this video, it does aid her a little bit in making the better decision to choose the right person. The reason why I'm telling you guys this, and I'm very, very serious, is this: do your own research. Think about how this affects you. Forget about this elite. Forget about the left. Forget about the right. How does it affect you as a person? Because these guys, they don't care about you. They just care about the end point. And many of them, I suspect, and I'm speculating here, the majority of them are being paid to do what they're doing. The media is highly on the left. And so most of the guys that work for the media who are not independent, you talk about Charlamagne the God, even though he has his own business, his business is still under the media. He has been tailored to always speak on behalf of the left. So understand that before you make your decision. Now, if I'm spitting balls or you think I'm just yapping and yapping, I'm not really making any good point, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you think, hey, this guy might have a point there, what he's talking about might make a lot of sense. How does this benefit me as a person? Please let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Now, I want to urge you guys that if you did enjoy today's video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for notification, and also share this video if it's of value to you, because it will massively help me out. And I hope that you have found value from this video. I'm going to be jetting out now. Look after each other, and peace. Sayas out. Catch you on the next one.